The text came in at 2:14 a.m. A single vibration on my nightstand, sharp enough to jolt me awake like someone had slammed a fist against my ribs. I made a mistake. No greeting. No explanation. Just those 3 words glowing on the screen, fragile and venomous at the same time. For a moment I couldn't breathe. The room felt colder. The ceiling fan's hum stretched into something metallic and distant. My mind flooded with every worst-case scenario at once. Accident, argument, confession, panic. My wife Leah wasn't home. She'd gone to stay at her sister's place after our argument earlier that night. I stared at the message, every heartbeat thudding like a slow warning. I typed, "What mistake?" Deleted it. Typed again. "Leah, what happened?" Deleted that too. Finally I sent, "Talk to me." The 3 dots appeared immediately, as if she'd been waiting, hovering over the screen, trembling. Then they vanished. Peered again. Vanished. Seconds passed like they were stretched on a rack. When her message finally arrived, the room seemed to tilt. "I don't know how to say this without hurting you." A sour taste filled my mouth, fear, suspicion. That primal instinct that tells you something has already gone wrong, and you're just waiting for the universe to confirm it. My fingers trembled as I typed. "Say it." Another pause. Another eternity. Then, it wasn't just a mistake. It was a choice. One I shouldn't have made. My skin prickled. Choice. Not accident. Not misunderstanding. Choice. I felt something inside me, the naive, hopeful part, quietly step back and close its eyes. Hours earlier, our argument had been over something small. It always was at first. A missed call. A vague explanation. A sudden shift in her tone when I asked where she'd been. Lately she'd been distant, laughing with people I didn't know, guarding her phone like it held the codes to a life I wasn't allowed to see. But I pushed those thoughts down because that's what you do when you're married and you still love the person you're scared of losing. You rationalize. You bargain with reality. You tell yourself you're imagining the cracks. Her leaving for the night felt dramatic but not catastrophic. At least not until the text came. Back in the present. She sent another message. "Can I come home?" I swallowed hard. Yes. I didn't even recognize my own voice in that word. Too soft, too resigned. 28 minutes later, headlights swept across the living room. I opened the door before she reached it. Leah stepped inside like someone entering a hospital room. Cautiously, eyes lowered. Her hair was messy, her makeup smudged. She'd been crying long before she arrived. "Thank you for letting me come," she whispered. Her voice cracked and something in me cracked with it. "Just tell me," I said. "Whatever it is. Don't drag it out." She nodded, clasping her trembling hands together. "I will. I'm trying to say it right. There's no right way." My voice felt distant, detached. "Just say it." Her eyes lifted slowly, glassy and raw. "I slept with someone. 2 seconds. That's how long it took for the world to split open. I didn't yell. Didn't throw anything. Didn't collapse. I just stood there, watching the pieces of our life tumble silently between us." "With who?" I asked. The shake of her head was immediate, terrified. "It doesn't matter." "It matters to me." Silence bloomed, thick, suffocating, vibrating with everything she wasn't saying. "It was someone from work," she whispered. My stomach dropped. "The coworker you said you barely talked to?" She closed her eyes, shame crawling across her cheeks. Everything inside me twisted. Anger, heartbreak, humiliation, denial. They collided in a way that made it hard to stand still. "Why?" My voice cracked despite me. "Why, Leah?" Her breath shuddered. "Because I felt invisible. Because you were stressed and I was lonely and he said things I wanted you to say. And I thought, just for a moment, that I deserved something that made me feel alive again." "That's not an excuse," I said, though part of me hated the vulnerability in my own voice. I know. Tears slid down her face. "I'm not asking you to forgive me. She choked on the words. "I don't want to lose you." I stepped back. The distance felt like armor. "You already did," I murmured. Her knees buckled. She fell onto the couch, sobbing into her hands. For a moment, despite everything, despite the betrayal tearing through me like glass, I felt an urge to comfort her. That old instinct. The familiar pull. But I didn't move. The twist. Why tonight? I asked quietly. Why text me at 2 a.m.? Her crying stalled. She froze absolutely still. And for the first time since she walked in, fear flickered across her face in a way that didn't feel like guilt. It felt like dread. What aren't you telling me? Her throat bobbed. He showed up at my sister's place. A cold surge shot through my chest. Why? She hesitated. Too long. Leah. Why? She finally whispered. He told me he recorded everything. My blood ran cold. He said if I didn't leave with him tonight, he'd send it to you. To my boss. To my family. She wiped her face with shaking hands. He wasn't supposed to get attached. I didn't think he blackmailed you? She nodded, trembling. I panicked. I ran. I turned my phone off. And then I realized I needed to tell you everything before he used it to destroy us. A sickening clarity settled over me. This wasn't just infidelity. It was a trap. A manipulation. A betrayal layered with another betrayal she never saw coming. And the worst part? Part of me still loved her. Part of me hated her. And part of me didn't know if this revelation made things better or worse. Where is he now? I asked. I don't know. He was outside the house when I left. A sound echoed in the quiet, soft, distant. A knock. 3 slow taps that rattled through the walls. Leah's eyes widened with terror. My chest tightened. The knock came again, heavier this time. I moved toward the door, pulse hammering, breath shallow. Leah grabbed my wrist. Please don't, she whispered. It's him. Ending. In that moment, standing between my wife's trembling grip and the door that held the man who'd become the shadow between us, I felt something shift inside me. Not forgiveness. Not rage. Something colder. Sharper. Dangerously calm. Because betrayal isn't just the breaking of trust. Sometimes it's the beginning of a war you never knew you were already part of. I gently freed my wrist from her grasp. And with a breath that felt like stepping off a cliff, I reached for the handle. This ends tonight, I said. And I opened the door.